Hey folks, Jonathan here. Back working on my bike a little bit, but I found some video on my wife's phone that she had taken when I was sort of adjusting on the engine, trying to get it running right and playing around with it. And plus I've got the video that I originally posted on my son's YouTube channel, and like my wrecker, we was trying to get everything changed over to my YouTube channel. So I figured I'd go ahead and do a little video to show you what I've got here, and then I'll post the other video on this same video to be able to see it run and check it out. But what I've got is a Quincy A4 air compressor, and this is the one that I actually made into a 4-stroke engine for this bike. And what I've done, I'll try to explain it to you pretty quick here. I made a combustion chamber that's about a 1/2 inch out of aluminum, running Ford Model T valves. This is the original air compressor head. Went ahead and done the machine work, and I made the valve guides and everything. So they're Model T, both of them, intake and exhaust, and Model T springs and Model T keepers. Okay, these rocker stands and the rocker arms are John Deere B, and they're off a 1947 B that I had that I parted out, and the push rods are off of a Case Model SC, and they were solid, and I was able to shorten them and make them the length I wanted. The lifters, and we'll walk around to the other side here. The lifters and the lifter guides, I guess you would call it, are actually out of a Model T also. And the cam was a 6-cylinder Oliver 77 tractor cam that I cut down and shortened, and the bearings on the ends are 91 Chevrolet 1500 front wheel bearings. And I took a piece of tubing and just made a cam tube for it, and just machined all this other stuff out, and made it where I can actually shim this, and with the tapered roller bearings I can get all of my play out of my cam, and that way it's riding in there right. And the magneto is off an Allis-Chalmers. It was a flange mount, so it was for a 4-cylinder, but I took stuff out of a Wisconsin single-cylinder Wyco, or I'm sorry, Fairbanks Morse, but I took it out of a single-cylinder off of a Wisconsin engine and put it inside of the flange mount. And this flange mount, this is part of a governor setup and distributor mount for a Case DC tractor, and all the tractor parts are from the 40s or early 50s, and everything was fabricated or made from other parts. The chains, of course, this is 2-to-1, that's 2-to-1, and what I had to do is I actually had one chain on it, and I didn't like the way that the cam actually takes something to turn it, with the valve springs, so it was kind of erratic. So I went ahead and went with 2 chains, and instead of one, just added another pulley down here. Had to extend this into the crankshaft. There was it didn't extend through, so, and I actually bored this out or turned it out on the lathe and put a seal in it, so it wouldn't leak. These are made, these are just rocker stand risers because these valves were so long and tall. Could have done it a little different, but I actually built the engine before I even planned to put it on a bike, and that's just how it ended up. I bored this out bigger and tapped it. The the intake's just homemade. It's just an old round flange that I had cut down, and that's brass. The carburetor is a Schrebler. It's actually off of a well, it's not off of anything. I guess they used to sell them in Popular Mechanics magazine as just carburetors. You could buy to fit a lawnmower or something, and probably a Briggs, old Briggs or something like that. And they was cheap back then, back in the 50s. But that was one I picked up on eBay, and you know, that's about it. You know, I got the plug. I had to put the plug in the front here. You know, most of the time, like on a hit and miss, you want a little less compression so you can actually have room on your combustion chamber or on your combustion chamber plate to put the spark plug. But you know, this one here I didn't have much room, so I had to do some finagling to get it in there. And I really didn't want to use that 14mm plug. I wanted to use a bigger plug, you know, 18mm or even the 7/8 pipe thread, but there just wasn't any room for it. Engine runs good. You know, it's and it's probably, you know, pretty good horsepower. I'd say it's probably 5 horsepower. It's the same cubic inch as a I think this one's the same as an 8 horse by the time I was done. And so I mean, it puts out decent, and you know, it's not, I'm sure, as efficient as what, you know, the Briggs would be, but I'm sure gonna do what I needed to do. I mean, I'm, you know, just gonna putter around just here a little bit, but I wanted to show you that and show you the engine run, because you know, I've had a lot of people ask about it, and you know, a lot of people have seen the bike and had never seen the engine run, and you know, we're slowly trying to get the bike finished up, and I'm waiting on a couple little pieces and parts I'm needing for it, and to, you know, finish up what I want. But I'll show you more later. But I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and run a video of it running, and I was adjusting on it and trying to get it right, and I didn't even know my wife was filming, and when I seen that footage, I went ahead and downloaded it off of her phone, and the other footage is what I've had on my son's YouTube channel, and you know, it's been on there for about a year, I think. But I hope you enjoy it, and you know, like I said, this was just an air compressor, a Quincy A4, and I'm actually building one hit and miss, and I've got another one that's just a regular compressor. But you know, you can do it with about any compressor you want if you know, if you really want to put the work into it. And you know, some things you do just to prove to yourself that you can do them, and that's, you know, what this is all about. It's not, you know, no competition or anything like that, but I hope you enjoy it. And you know, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. I do appreciate all my subscribers, and if you subscribe and you've got YouTube videos, or you know, have a channel to yourself, I'll subscribe back to you. And you know, most of the people that watch my videos seem to have videos that I enjoy too, so you know, I'll definitely watch them, and you know, I do appreciate everybody though. And if I can help you out in any way when you're building an engine, a steam engine, something like that, I'll be more than glad to do it for you. But until next time, bye.